So, Elfrid Payton. Elfrid freaking Payton. All I'm going to say is, wow. Wow. What Elfrid Payton has somehow managed to do is one of the craziest NBA comeback stories I've seen in an awful long time. Like, this is wild. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to hit 5.7k by the end of the day, and we are 65 subscribers off at the time of recording this video. But Elfrid Payton, lads, this man right here is, I don't even know how to describe it. He was out of the NBA for 1,000 days. 1,000 days without being on a team. In his third game back, he puts up this stat line. In his third game back after being out for 1,000 days, he puts up a stat line in 30 minutes of 14.7 boards, 21 assists. Yes, 21 assists for Elfrid Payton. And you know what I'm saying? Where has Elfrid Payton been? Elfrid Payton has been out of the NBA since the 2021-2022 season. That was his last season in the NBA. He signed by the Suns. I don't know how many games he played. He played, 2 playoff games? He played 50 games that year. So he's been out since 2022. We are now nearly in 2025. Since then, he signed for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. He signed for a team in Puerto Rico. And look, in fairness, I was about to say, Puerto Rican League is pretty good. Like, actually, one of the dudes I coached last year went and played in the Puerto Rican League this year. He was playing with Kenneth Reed. Like, in fairness, your man was an absolute baller. I don't know why I was saying something about the Puerto Rican League. It's an insanely good league. Then I said 2 days later, the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, which is a G League team, got him. And then he signed again in the Puerto Rican League for the same team. And then he signed last season for the entire season. He played for the G League. It was so bad that he signed with an Australian team as an emergency replacement and played against the Raptors for them preseason. And then obviously signed with the Pelicans, was waived, then joined the Birmingham. Who the hell are the Birmingham Squadron? G League. Fair enough. He immediately moved to the starting lineup for the Pelicans game that night against the Cavs, scoring 11 points, 5 boards, 8 assists. Like, that's an impressive stat line, by the way. And the funny thing is, if you look at Elfrid Payton, outside of that 1 year with Phoenix where he wasn't great, Elfrid Payton averaged double digits every year other than his rookie year. He averaged double digits in the 2020-2021 season, and in the following year was out of the league. It just shows how cutthroat the NBA is. And this is why I always say, where I'm like, when people were talking about, say, oh, Bronny James, like, he can be an NBA player. And I know, obviously, people are like, why are you talking Bronny James? But I just want to use this as a point, being like, how good these guys are. That guys like him are not in the league. And I mean that. Like, it is such a crazy thing that, like, Elfrid Payton could always hold his own at the NBA level. He was a good starter for almost his entire career. Or not good starter. He was an average starter for almost his entire NBA career. He was a guy that could genuinely come in and ball out. Like, on any given night and be a solid set of hands most nights. And he was out of the league like that. He went from being a starter for almost his entire NBA career to being out of the league straight away. Like, Elfrid Payton, through his career, he was a starter for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. He played 8 seasons in the NBA as a starter. And then played 1 season off the bench, and he was done. He was done. 8 years as a starter for 3 different teams. And 1 season off the bench, and he's gone. He was at least a reliable set of hands for a team. He was a starter for a New York Knicks team who were in the playoffs. And yeah, by the end in the playoffs, he didn't play that many minutes. But still, the guy just was completely out of the league. Like, he was a top, what was he? Let's say he was a top 10 pick, but I think he was 12th but traded for Saric at 10, if I'm not mistaken. Or was he 10th and traded for Saric at 12? Either way, like, I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, it just shows again how crazy good the level of players in the NBA are. Like, people don't understand where it's like, oh, this guy is like a G League player and he put up 21 points. Like, man, Elfrid Payton was always good. Like, there was never a stage in Elfrid Payton's career that he has not been a really good NBA player. Or he's not been an NBA player. Not a really good NBA player, because he was never a really good NBA player. That he was never an NBA level player. And you can put him into any league and he'll dominate. Like, these guys are all waiting for a shot. There are 100 guys not in the NBA that you could put them in the NBA and they'd survive. These are some of the most hungry players, especially with the guys that do play in the G League, play in Puerto Rico. They want to stay close to America. Like, Elfrid Payton's somebody that could easily go and play EuroLeague and make really good money, but is choosing to go down the G League route because he doesn't want to give up on the NBA dream. And that's why when people are saying, oh, like, oh, it's not the end of the world, like, having given Bronny a roster spot and stuff. And it's like, oh, you know, he could eventually be an NBA player. And it's like, no. Bronny is closer. Elfrid Payton is probably closer to LeBron James in terms of ability than Elfrid Payton, than Bronny James is to Elfrid Payton. And Elfrid Payton's like in and out of the league. But either way, let's change the topic. Like, this is just a good story. And we're seeing a guy who has come in, has been given an opportunity because of a team just being in free fall, and he's probably revived his NBA career. Like, I genuinely do think that he has completely revived his NBA career. And I think even if he'll probably be able to play the rest of the season, and I do think that after playing the rest of the season, he's more than likely going to get some sort of, like, not long-term deal, but probably some sort of like 1-year deal to stay in the league, which is clearly what he's been looking for. And look, he's not old. Like, what is he? 20 or he's 30? He's 30. He's still got 2 to 3 good years left in him if a team's willing to take a chance. And in fairness, these couple of games have probably bought himself maybe a year or two as an NBA end of the bench roster guy. Either way, though, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. An incredible game, 63% shooting, 21 assists after 1,000 days out of the NBA. Like, in his third game back, that is so impressive. And you know what? Like, fair play to him. Fair play to him. I would have said most people in his scenario would have gone overseas and would never play another NBA game again. And in fairness, made more money. But clearly, this is what he was going for. And, you know, he's probably played his way back into another... He's probably going to be on track to playing his way back into another NBA contract at some stage. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.